This is the North Sea, approximately 230 kilometres northeast of Aberdeen, above Block 1627A and 1628. This remote environment is home to the Andrew Area Platform. Accessing reserves nearly 2,500 metres below the seabed, it's been producing oil and gas since 1996 from a field with estimated reserves of 150 million barrels of oil and 245 billion cubic feet of associated gas. The platform stands in 117 metres of water and is positioned over Block 1628 and the Andrew Reservoir. It currently also processes oil and gas from two sub-sea satellite fields, Cirrus and Farragon. In 2012, however, the Andrew Area Project is set to expand to allow it to also develop the Kinnoull field, situated nearly 25 kilometres to the northeast, as well as the Lower Cretaceous Reservoir, situated beneath the Andrew Reservoir. The project will design, build and install modifications to the existing platform in order to meet the demands of processing the new fluids, 70,000 barrels of oil per day and 55 million standard cubic feet of gas per day for the new subsea pipeline, or up to 90 million standard cubic feet per day from Lower Cretaceous. An already complex task, the requirements for the engineers to build the facilities are made even more complicated by the fact that they need to merge into the already existing platform, and not least, the existing pipework. A network of pipes, valves and components, the current pipework weaves its way around the platform, and for the project to succeed, all of it will need to be negotiated and integrated. Only when they are familiar with every inch of the platform can the project implement the vital designs and modifications to allow the platform to continue producing for another 15 years. Amongst the modifications there will be a new hose station, an HPU and its structural work, caisson clamps and a caisson, structural strengthening and module hooks, approximately 4 kilometres of pipework, a 730-ton module, and all the tie-ins. By 2012, 1,700 tons of new components will be in place on the Andrew platform, each individual group of components specifically designed to integrate with the current arrangement. The hose station, HPU and its structural elements will be located on the southeast corner of the platform. The hydraulic pressure unit, or HPU, will supply hydraulic power to the subsea controls to allow their operation and functionality. The structural elements will be there to allow for the increased weight of the HPU. Mounted on the side of the platform, the hose station will bunker necessary fluids and will replace the existing hose station removed for the module installation. The caisson clamps will be located on the jacket and will secure the 130-metre caisson. The caisson is a 44-inch tube housing all the risers that will be tied back to the subsea systems and will carry the gas and condensate from the field up to the platform. The additional 1,700 tons of modifications will add significant weight to the platform, so structural modifications will also be put in place. Part of the structural work includes the module hooks. Made from high-tensile steel, the hooks will hold the entire weight of the 730-ton module when it's installed. Over 250 tons of new pipework will be installed piece by piece throughout the platform. This new network will facilitate the additional supply from the Kinnoull and Lower Cretaceous fields and integrate them with the existing offshore separators. The module will be the largest item to be installed. Weighing over 730 tons, it will house the main bulk of the processing for the additional fields. It will stand 43 metres high and will be split into 3 decks. The cellar deck will house the Kinnoull oil and PW startup pumps, the warm-up pumps as well as the Kinnoull oil and PW metering. It also houses the Lower Cretaceous liquids metering. One level up on the intermediate deck are the separators for both the fields. These huge tanks will separate the gas and condensate using gravity before it's processed. Also on this deck is the Lower Cretaceous heater. Up on the weather deck are the gas metering facilities for both of the fields. On top of the module is the local equipment room, which will house the topsides and subsea control systems for operation of the new fields. The module will be loaded out, prefabricated with all its electrical equipment in place, including a new transformer switchboard and uninterrupted power supply, as well as all the structural elements, including new platforms, integrity upgrades, and space for a future pigging deck. The final components will be the tie-ins. These will allow completion of a fully commissioned system for Kinnoul and Lower Cretaceous. The installation phase will run for 13 months, with a window of 6 months where the platform won't be producing. Moored up beside the Andrew platform for a maximum of 15 months will be the Borgholm Dolphin Flotille. This huge vessel, almost as big as the Andrew platform in footprint, can accommodate over 260 people. A floating city, it will provide all the facilities, cabins, offices, medical services and entertainment for the temporary workforce who will be installing the modifications. The first phase of this installation process will be the HPU and hose station, along with all the associated structural work to support them. The HPU will be installed from a supply vessel and will be craned into place in 2011. The hose station will be installed in one prefabricated unit. The second phase will see the caisson installed. The 130-metre-long caisson will be transported to the platform, where it will be craned into the water alongside the vessel. 60mm thick guide wires will then be attached to the end of the caisson and connected to a winch. A series of pulleys allow the caisson to be gradually winched from a horizontal position to a vertical position. The 280-ton tube is then pulled into position where the topside and subsea clamps can be closed to hold it in place. The next phase will provide the key structural modifications throughout the platform that will allow the huge extra weights to be added. The under-deck additions will be fabricated as piece-small construction, providing a deck to support the emergency shutdown valve that will weigh in at over 5 tons. Other structural modifications will be made throughout the platform that will then spread the load of the massive weight that will be added, distributing it towards the centre of the platform. The 2 module hooks will be welded to the existing main steelwork along with the lower resting pads. Phase 4 will see a total of over 4 kilometres of intricate pipework that will be installed amongst the existing network. A massive task, the new network will be installed piece by piece in locations all over the platform. At this point, the platform will be ready to have the largest addition made to it. The module containing all the production valves and separators will be delivered in one prefabricated unit. To install it, the Andrew project will need to bring in a vessel capable of lifting the huge weight. The module will be as high as a 15-story building, and the vessel will need to lift the 730-ton module into place with millimetre accuracy. The Sapem 7000 is one of the few vessels in the world capable of doing the job. The module will be lifted by the heavy lift vessel's crane and swung into position. Angled at 3 degrees, the module will be inched into place by guides that will position it perfectly, where it can be lowered onto the hooks and down onto the pads. The module will be installed within a day and will signify the point where the platform is almost ready for first oil and gas. All that remains is for the tie-ins to be installed, and the modifications that will allow the Andrew platform to move into the next phase of its life will be in place. Over the space of 6 months, the platform will almost double its capabilities, a result of 3 years of design, planning, engineering, fabrication and installation, millions of man-hours, and the single goal of improving an operational platform. The Andrew area development will move forward, extending its ability to continuously deliver energy to the UK and Europe.